Hello everyone and welcome to the another video. In this video, let's talk about what are the terms that are being used throughout the report or the guidance that will help you to understand how to measure the GHG scope 3 emissions. So there are many terms, but I won't take you through like all the terms. There are few around 10 or 15 terms that I will be taking you through, not all. Those are very necessary and those are important to understand. So let's start with the first term, which is basically the activity data. So activity data is basically the types of data is being used to assess the environmental impact of a particular product. So all these are basically kind of the goods or the raw material that an organization is sourcing from some other companies, and the electricity that they are purchasing from grid or outside the organization. So all these things come under the activity data. So the first thing that we need to understand that each and every activity data has some kind of unit. So for example, if you are purchasing electricity, that unit has to be either in kilowatt hours or megajoules. And same for the raw materials, has to be in kg or tons. Let's talk about the transport. So maybe the types of diesel and how much it is being used. And maybe like farming is happening, then how much amount of fertilizer, pesticides, and the water is being used, and maybe like how much area is used to grow that particular produce. So the activity term basically defines a particular unit which is being used to assess the environmental impact of product. The another term that we will come through is basically the avoided emissions. So avoided emissions is nothing. It's basically what are the emissions that are happening due to the work that an organization is doing, but that does not consider under the system boundaries. So maybe like an example of maybe a food industry is making food, but also whatever the amount of food remains, they just donate that food or they just redistribute to the charity. So that part is not under the but still that's somehow creating some kind of emissions. So, but we are not considering that. So that would come under the avoided emissions. The other term is basically the carbon removals. This term is now being used worldwide across the organizations or the agencies those are making guidance. So for example, the science-based target, they have just come across and they have just made this one guidance report Slack in which they have discussed this carbon removals very like in a very detailed way, like how this carbon removal works. So carbon removals is basically to remove the carbons from atmosphere and deposit that carbon inside other biomass, maybe in plants or soil. So, or maybe you have just come across this report which is being issued by the BGC consultancy. The time for carbon removals has come. So maybe like a company or an organization that those are working on some kind of food or making some kind of food product. So how they can make this thing work, how they can help to carbon removals from atmosphere. They can plant trees in an area where it is required. So those trees will definitely help to reduce the carbon from atmosphere and will store that carbon inside the biomass. So these are the three terms that you will come across throughout the guidance or in order to assess the environmental impact or the scope 3 emissions. So I will take you through the on other steps in upcoming videos. So thank you for listening.